purpose, right? I put on a tie this morning just so I could make a point, and because it looks so nice, right? But like, but like, why do I wear a tie sometimes? Why do we put on sport coats? There's military background into the dress clothes that men wear. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to battle in a lavender sport coat. Although if I was made to go into battle, I probably would insist on a lavender sport coat. Right? These are not things. They're not functional, right? Ties predate buttons, and they are there to tie the neck of your shirt closed, right? I don't need this to keep my shirt closed. I have a button. I need this to look dapper, right? But it has lost its functional purpose. But what we see is that these priests, they are given garments to set them apart. To set them apart. They are dressed so that they can do the important work that God has set apart for them. Okay? So they come into here. Exodus 28 says that these stones will sit over Aaron's heart for judgment and decision making, which gives us some insight as to what their intention was. Okay? Then we pick this up in 14. Then Moses presented the bull for the sin offering. Aaron and his sons laid their hands on the bull's head, and Moses slaughtered it. Moses took some of the blood, and with his finger he put it on the four horns of the altar to purify it. He poured out the rest of the blood at the base of the altar. Through this process, he made the altar holy by purifying it. So now, this altar that has been built to the specifications given by God has been set apart for the important work that God has designated for it. Okay? What follows is, after this offering, they give a burnt offering. They give a couple of more ordination offerings. These are kind of above and beyond offerings. This is a very special event, this ordaining of these priests. So they give even extra offerings from what we've talked about so far. Oil is poured on Aaron. Oil is sprinkled on the altars. Again, a way to show and to signify these have been set apart. They are consecrated. They are holy. These are for a specific purpose, and we are anointing them. We are appointing them. We are designating them for that purpose, and we are showing that with this oil. Then Aaron and his sons are instructed to stay at the entrance of the tabernacle for 7 days. They're not given a lot of instruction. Some food is provided to them, and they are told, stay here at the entrance, respond to and do whatever God tells you, and if you don't stay here, you will die. And so they do. They stay there. They stay at the entrance for 7 days, and that's how 8 ends, and then 9 picks up after these 7 days. And Leviticus 9 says, on the 8th day, Moses calls Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel. He says to Aaron, take a young bull for a sin offering, a ram for a burnt offering, both without defects, and present them to the Lord. Then tell the Israelites, take a male goat for a sin offering, and a calf and a lamb, both a year old and without defects, as a burnt offering. And then some more prescriptions for offerings. And now what happens after this 7-day period, on this 8th day, first, Aaron offers a sin offering for himself. He offers that bull to God from himself as the priest, just like we talked about the priest would have to do. Then he makes a burnt offering of a ram. Then he makes the people's sin offering of a goat. Then a burnt offering for the people. This is a calf and a lamb that he offers on behalf of all the people. Then there is a peace offering, which all the people would come together and eat a portion afterwards. And then there is a grain offering, just a way to express joy for everything that God has done. And so they give these offerings, and the end of 9 is this. After that, Aaron raised his hands towards the people and blessed them. After presenting the sin offering, the burnt offering, the peace offering, he steps down from the altar. Then Moses and Aaron went into the tabernacle, and when they came back out, they blessed the people again. And the glory of the Lord appeared to the whole community. Fire blazed from the Lord's presence and consumed the burnt offering and the fat on the altar. When the people saw this, they shouted with joy and fell face down on the ground. Exodus starts with God absent. Now the people are in the wilderness. They have followed God's instructions. They've established a covenant relationship with him. They have built the tabernacle to God's specifications. They have ordained their priests in the way that God has told them to. They have offered the offerings in the ways that are prescribed in chapters 1 through 7. Aaron, an ordinary dude before this, set apart for this special work, makes these offerings on behalf of the people, and God shows up in a tangible, powerful way. These people who at one time did not know their identity, did not know their future, did not know their fate beyond the bounds of slavery, are now following sets of instructions that are leading to very tangible worship and presence of God. They are able to see that God is present with them. But before that happens, a priest is needed to enact this system that God has put in place. God designed the system with a priest, and so a priest was needed. The priests function as an in-between between the ordinary and the sacred. They are responsible for holding the place of God's detailed order. They are responsible for the tabernacle. They are responsible to making sure that everything is done specifically and intentionally following God's plan. They're responsible for the Israelites and how to help them approach God and to restore their order to their relationship with God, offering sin offerings, offering guilt offerings, that in-between, that mediator to help them restore their relationship with God. In fact, that mediator to help them offer praise and joy to God with that burnt offering, with that grain offering, with that peace offering. They are the in-between that helps to facilitate closeness with God. They're a person that bridges the gap between this person and God. Priests invite people into the presence of God as they are. Priests invite people to draw near to the tabernacle in their sin, in their guilt, and give them a glimpse of the order and goodness that God desires for each person and all of his creation. The priests stand between these two spaces. The spaces of how things are and how things could be. In fact, how things should be. We don't have priests, but I think we each have some examples of ordinary people that stand between those two spaces for each of us. On Thursday night this week, Isaac had a baseball game. It was the second or third inning. I lost track because I'm helping to coach the team, and so as long as nobody bites someone else, it's a win. But we're in the second or third inning, and the guy who's the head coach this year, he did something on accident. There's no way I'm giving him credit for this because he barely knows some of the kids' names, so I know this was an accident. And in the lineup, he puts all the shrimpy kids one after another, and then Isaac, and then another kid who's pretty big as well. All these shrimpy kids bat, the outfield moves in, they're playing right at the edge of the dirt. Then Isaac comes up to bat, and on the second pitch, he sends it sailing over the center fielder all the way past him. This poor kid in center field goes running after this ball. His cutoff man is sleeping, so this kid is running the ball back, then throwing it. Isaac gets to second. We stop him on second. So Isaac is out there on second. This is not an Isaac baseball story. This is a Will baseball story. Will is the kid who bats after Isaac. And Will is an athletic kid. He's played lots of sports. He's in 5th grade, but he's never played baseball. So he's a very capable athlete who knows nothing. He does not know how to play baseball. But he's got good hand-eye coordination. He's a quick learner, and he's going to be a good ball player. Isaac's on second. Will's at the plate. Will's another pretty big kid. The center fielder is all the way back up against the dirt. Okay? Will gets a pitch and sends it exactly to the same spot Isaac sent it. This poor kid in center field is kind of jogging out to get the ball. He's gassed. He's tired. Isaac makes it home. Will is running around, and I'm on the third base side, and Will is in la-la land celebrating. Will is running like he's seen every MLB player run when they make a big home run. In fact, Will's not running like an MLB player. Will's running like a Savannah Banana, which is the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. Will is a showboat, and the ball is live. The ball is live. Will is running from second to third, jogging and waving. And I have the responsibility of a priest in this moment. I am standing between two spaces of what I see is and what I know could be. The parents, Will's parents, don't know anything. All the parents behind the backstop are celebrating. They're screaming. They're so happy. And that just encourages Will all the more to ham it up. Meanwhile, center field is getting to that ball. And I am standing over there, and I am yelling at him. And he doesn't hear a word. He is gone. He's the happiest kid, and Will gets lucky because shortstop is sleeping too, and Will gets all the way to home, and Will has no idea he's done anything wrong. Will comes back to the dugout on cloud 9, and everything around him confirms that this has been perfect. This has been perfect. Now I have the responsibility of a priest. I see more than Will sees. I see more than Will's mom sees. Will's mom sees a home run, and that's all she cares about. I know how lucky Will got. So now Will and I have to have a conversation in the dugout, but Will's head is not in it because this dude is pumped, right? So we have to talk, and we have to say, listen, you got to play with your head. And when you hit that ball, you run until I say stop, and you don't pay attention to anything else. You hit every base as fast as you can. You get to home as fast as you can, and we will celebrate like crazy when you're safely back in the dugout. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Because he just doesn't know. We need people who play the role of priests in our lives. And we each have them. We've had teachers, we've had coaches, we've had mentors who see the way things are, but also see the way things can be or should be. We have people who help us in our relationship with God, who help us draw close to God because they know more about us and they know more about God than we do in some situations. There are some situations where we need that outside opinion to help ground us and help us to see what God is trying to do. Some of us are out showboating and celebrating when there is a risk in center field, and we need to put our head down and run. We need to listen to the third base coach. Some of us are out there totally oblivious to things that might be tripping us up because we are focused on the wrong thing. This is something that we all are guilty of, and people who play the role of priests help us to navigate in that relationship with God. We do not need a priest to approach God. A very central tenet of what it means to be a person who is a practicing Baptist is the priesthood of the believer. Each of you has the ability to communicate with God directly, and you do not need anyone to stand in that gap for you because Christ has finished that work. So do not mishear me that you need someone to intercede between you and God. You absolutely do not. However, God has placed people in our lives and placed us in community on purpose. Not only do we need people to help us see the bigger picture of what God is trying to do, we need to play the role of priest with the people that God has placed in our lives. Not to replace Jesus, not to stand between someone and God, but to be the person that helps others draw near. What does it look like for you to get suited up to help others draw near to Christ? I'm not saying put on some necklace with your thummim and your ummim. I'm not saying get your fancy sash. I'm saying God has equipped each of you. God has equipped each of you with abilities and skills and insight that we keep in the closet, that we keep in the drawer. And instead, we should be people that are putting on the things that God has given us as sacred. That wisdom, that insight, that experience, that empathy, that love, that ability to listen, that ability to help someone feel seen when they feel like they're the only person in the world who's experiencing this particular trouble. Those are sacred things that God has given to each of you that we must put on as sacred and stand in that gap between the sacred and the ordinary to help give people glimpses into how they can be, into the order that God has created for their life and the perfect order that God has created for all of his creation. And we are people that get to participate as priests. This morning, will you stand and sing our invitation? As I will be in front And if anyone wants to make a confession of faith or join our congregation, I have my hands free to greet you as Reese and Lori lead us in our hymn of invitation this morning. Whenever somebody makes a confession of faith or whenever someone decides to join our congregation, we have them come forward and we have everyone come and to extend the hand of Christian fellowship to them. We don't do that when someone leaves, but very rarely are we a people who are celebrating when people leave. And so I'm going to take a little lateral leeway here, and I'm going to make an exception this morning. And so, Kirabel and Ariana, will you come up here with me this morning? And then also, Reese, do you want to come right over here? Listen, because there's lots of things that we are celebrating. I know it's summer, and summer is weird, and there's lots of travel and lots of things that are happening and going on, and awesome. But as a congregation, we have been a people who have loved and cared for Kirabel and Ariana, and I know you all deeply care for them. And so this morning, as I'm sure you have mixed feelings about this opportunity ahead of them, we do celebrate the ministry of Little Bonfim Baptist Church that now officially extends into Forum, whether they like it or not. Yeah. All right.
God be with you till we meet again. By his counsel's guide uphold you. With his sheep securely fold you.
God be with you till we meet again. Amen. This morning, please come and congratulate the Mesvins and meet Reese. This is our Chicago receiving line, our Illinois receiving line.